Here is a Lasko 16-inch commercial grade table fan model 3151G from 2003 to 4. So I got this one from the Facebook Marketplace. I bought it alongside that fan over there, the 2150. And these fans they have double function, so you could use this as a wall fan. So pretty much how this works, there are two knobs here. There is a small knob and a big knob. This one is for regular tilt adjustment. The smaller knob, it unlocks the ability to be able to tilt this fan all the way back. So let me demonstrate that for you real quick. So there's the big knob, and then this one unlocks it. You gotta be very sure that this is all the way unlocked. So yeah, as you see there, that's as much as it could tilt. So you can mount this on the wall. And let's screw this back, because we're not going to be placing this on the wall. This is just going to be sitting on the table like the other fans in my collection. So yeah, this is definitely from the early to mid 2000s, because first thing I noticed is that the capacitor, this thing has a white capacitor like the Air King 9106A. So let's see if we could actually take a good look at that capacitor right there. But yeah, there's the capacitor. That's what they used at the time in the early 2000s. And I'm having trouble taking a good look at this. But yeah. So this is the capacitor they used in the early 2000s. So yeah, this fan definitely has to be from the time mentioned. Also, the fact that they still use the older style motor cover. And then if I were to take this off, this is definitely getting into the floppy blade era, because these blades are very floppy. Let me demonstrate that with this screwdriver. So here it is. Yeah, as you can see, it flexes quite a bit compared to the Air King blade, which does not flex that much, as you can see right there. What's interesting about this setup is that instead of the push button control that this fan has, this one opted for a switch at the bottom, like the like this guy right here. Hold up for a minute. Like this fan right here, the Lasko 2016. Notice how it has a rotary switch at the bottom. So that's what they opted for with this one. And what amazed me as well is that the material of the base is pretty much similar to the vintage Galaxy table fans from the 1970s to the 80s. So that is quite an interesting thing. And what is weird about this one is that they chose the base of the 2150s for these models, and they will do that for pretty much the rest of the production up until the mid 2010s or so, when they started discontinuing these. So as a side-by-side reference, you got the Lasko 3151G on the right, and on the left you got the Air King model 9151L. And as you can see, the 16-inch Lasko is a bit lower in terms of height compared to the Air King. And that's pretty much because Lasko decided to use the base of the 2150 for both their 12-inch and 16-inch fans, so they're not producing both fan types. I'm not 100% sure if they still sell these, because I did see some of these with the newer logo. You know, the Arial Narrow logo. But yeah, it's quite an interesting fan nonetheless. Because, you know, I don't think I ever seen one of these. I did see this in a video by somebody named Daniel G. I think it was Daniel G. He had his grandfather lived in a retirement home, and there were a bunch of these Lasko 3151s, but instead of this badge, it had that badge over there, the lion badge that you see on the late 90s models. This one's a mid 2000s model, which is quite interesting. So hold up, I might bring some paper towel before we turn this fan on. So, alright, I'm back. I got some paper towels. This will be my airflow tester. So we're going to start this on high. And the airflow is very, I would not say it's that impressive compared to the older Galaxies, but it is definitely strong. Once again, floppy blades. The balance on this is very atrocious, so I might have to replace the blade. Yeah, it is quite the. Okay, that is pretty abysmal. I can feel all the vibrations through the camera stand, which is quite insane. This is fantastic. Yeah. Now, just like that Lasko, the 3016, imagine having this on the walls. It will not be, it's not going to be very pleasant having to hear vibrations, especially if the wall is narrow and then there's a room next door and you hear a bunch of vibrations going on because of this thing. Yeah, I really don't like these blades. Nah, it is equally as bad as that wall fan I had before. Not surprised to say the least, because these tend to warp. Let's see the airflow. It's still strong. Let's see from a distance, man. Yeah, it starts to. It seems to start to just. The air volume seems to decrease as far as I go. Unless, hold on, let me move this real quick. Let's see now. No, it's definitely has some decent air volume, but it's just not enough. Now the low speed is not very quiet because these commercial grade table fans use the motors of the 18-inch fans, which is very overkill, as mentioned in the video of the Air King fan. That balance is awful. Let me move this closer. Not sure if I can see it. Let's see from the side profile. Let's see what blade is. Let me see if I can catch it. But yeah, when I took a closer look into the blade, I noticed that it was mostly off clock, and I didn't even do anything with it. But yeah, the balance is awful. Oscillations. Medium. Yeah, the balance is more prevalent on the medium speed, but it is even worse at high speed. Yeah. Let me move this forward so it doesn't get caught in the curtains. I might have to swap out the blade. Good thing I have some spares that have this exact shape, and they're not the floppy blade, so I might swap the blade entirely. If not that, I think I might convert this to a 12-inch, because that is practically what I bought this fan for, to be honest with you. But I'm not sure. Because this fan works very well right now. So it's a kind of a waste of potential right there. Oh wow. That is crazy. Not sure if you guys could see that, but I just saw it right now. Look at that table. Not only that, I could hear the rumbling through the floor. This thing is abysmal. Performance is fine, but balance is just straight up atrocious. And it was the same thing with the wall fan from 3 years later. Spin down. The bearings are very good on this, to say the least. I haven't oiled this nor cleaned it up at all. Well, I actually did clean the dust on the surface, but internally not so much. But yeah, it's very. The bearings are in good shape. So, and there's your spin down timing. So there you have it. That's the performance wise. It is good, but once again, the balance needs work. So there you have it. That's the Lasko 16-inch commercial grade table fan model 3151 from 2003 to 4.